Alright, citizens, welcome back to the Path of Rage. We have got a Star Citizen update for you guys on the channel today. It's what we usually do on Tuesdays, but not always. Depends on the news going on. But we got a new Inside Star Citizen that went into detail about Pyro and the 4.0 patch that's coming later this year. There was a narrative-focused Star Citizen Live, and I'll give you my latest impressions of the current, as of today, released as the recording of this video, the latest patch for Evocati and Wave 1 for the 3.24 build, bringing us the cargo elevators and the personalized hangars. We've got a bunch to go over, so let's get into it. First things first, to get the easy things out of the way, we have Star Citizen Live and Inside Star Citizen. Star Citizen Live this week is for those of you who are more into the narrative of Star Citizen and Squadron 42. I am not really overly concerned about the narrative at this point. I will learn the narrative of the game once it comes out and it's been finalized and finished down. I know we have background on all kinds of systems and whatnot. Like, the narrative team have been hard at work for all of this game, getting everything going in the background. And yeah, they do stuff that affects missions and stuff like that, but for the most part, I don't really care about narrative as much, and to sit through an hour listening to them talk about how they come up with stories and whatnot is not necessarily my bag. If it's yours, I recommend that you go and check it out and have a listen to what they say. I'm sure you'll find it very interesting. Links in the description below, of course. Now, Inside Star Citizen for me was a lot more to the point and a lot more enjoyable to watch, and gave me a lot more to talk to you guys about. It was focused on the upcoming Pyro system and the new game systems coming to the game with it for the 4.0 patch. There are going to be 12 stations in the Pyro system, and CIG has said that they'll be quite a bit bigger than the ones that we currently have in Stanton. By the sounds of it, the Rough and Ready Pirate Gang is going to be in charge of the majority of these stations, providing the refit and refueling infrastructure that the system needs to function. Very similar to the R&R in the Stanton system. I don't know how this is going to function in with what they were originally saying about how different stations would be controlled by different gangs, but maybe that means that just a majority of them are controlled by Rough and Ready, not all of them. We'll have to see how that plays out. All of the stations are going to have unique exteriors to set them apart from one another, and now Ruin Station is going to be the main LEO station for the system, and has been significantly expanded and revised to provide more gameplay opportunities to the players. One big change that the devs pointed out was that players are going to have direct access to the cargo deck from the hangar, which is a huge quality of life change, removing the need for tedious transitions around a landing zone through various elevators and whatnot, from your landing zone to the cargo area, getting rid of an added time sink. Now that manual cargo is going to be added to the game with 3.24. And I mean, this is a much needed adjustment in my opinion. The ability to access the cargo grid directly from your hangar, the cargo deck, I mean, directly from your hangar. Yeah, I like that. Ruin Station is also going to be the location of something the devs called the Ghost Arena, which apparently we're going to have to find out for ourselves what exactly that is. I'm thinking it might be a PvP focused space of some kind, maybe with a spectator area to watch the contestants dueling it out below, maybe like the Gulag in Call of Duty Warzone. I don't know, we'll have to see. 4.0 is also bringing us something called contested zones, where players can go into an open space, explore, find loot, and get rewards that are directly attached to the landing zones. There's no need to leave the station or the landing zone. They're just a door away from the primary social spaces. CIG has said that these places will be only in Pyro so far, but the idea that they won't show up in Stanton as well seems a bit nonsensical to me, and I expect they'll make their own way over to Stanton as well. The idea is just too good. Maybe not as easy to tie in because these won't be derelict stations in Stanton like they are in Pyro, but we'll have to see. These areas are going to be distinct looking, filled with traps, multiple paths offering differing challenges and enemies to face. Players will have to search for key cards and other clues to progress through the area at certain times. And all the while, they'll be facing off against both hostile NPCs that will live and repopulate the area, just respawning in, hostile creatures like the Copion and other players, while attempting to grab what loot they can and get out alive. It honestly sounds like a small, focused extraction shooter to me, and I'm here for it. One thing to keep in mind is that the actual social spaces in the stations will still be green zones, apparently, to allow players to let down their guard a bit while gearing up, buying and selling commodities and such, even if these contested zones are right next to them and are not green zones. We will also be getting asteroid bases now with 4.0, which I brought up in a prior video, and these are basically a space-based version of the underground bunkers we currently have in the game. Like the current bunkers, these bases can have any combination of variables for missions, such as having ship combat or not before you enter it. Inside the enemy, there'll be enemies or not. They might be empty and you have to explore them. They might be loaded to the gills with hostile enemies. There'll be varied loot for players to find, Copion or other creature infestations. These bases, unlike the bunkers though, will have multiple entrances. So you can get a bit more exploration in these bases and different ways of getting into them. They also look like a fantastic addition to the verse, and I honestly can't wait to get my grubby little hands on them. Moving on to the 3.24 patch. Right here on screen, I've got a screenshot of Friday's patch notes for that build that was going on. Now, in my last video, I was saying that the patch that we were playing prior to this one, and this was the Wave 1 patch when it first went live. The patch prior to that was actually very, very smooth for me. Most of the features worked quite fine. I was able to go through the cargo process without a bug of any kind, really. I had some minor bugs, but nothing that had been the game-breaking ones that were holding back the patch. And I said in that video that I could see us going to Wave 1 very, very quickly. Well, we did by Friday. You can see the patch notes here and what was known issues and how we have bug fixes and the technical fixes. The one here, the bug fix for the item bank, this was a big one. They finally get the search into the item banks and it wasn't working properly. If you had your chat up already, you had to turn it off so that hitting enter didn't affect your actual usage of the kiosk. It was a workaround. That's been fixed now, as you'll see in the patch notes, but it was a big pain in the ass, that one. However, because it was Wave 1, you have so many more people playing it. Friday's patch was rough. Friday's patch was very, very rough. There was a lot of desync. I had a hard time just getting interactions to work. I believe I was on Orison. I'm recalling this a few days later. This is Monday as I'm recording this video. I believe I started on Orison and just getting out of the hab took forever. Never mind using the cargo lifts and whatnot, getting off the planet. A lot of crashing, a lot of server freezing. It was a rough patch. Now, keeping in mind what I just said about how the patch performance was previously, I thought I would do something different with you guys this video and stop talking for a bit while I let you watch the video that's been playing out in the background while I talked about these patch notes, which is the current build. This is me taking on 3 cargo missions, small ones to show you exactly how the elevators work. You're seeing how the item bank works and how you gear your character up, and even a server error and crash and recovery and how that affects the build right now. So instead of just giving you my overall impressions after playing it for a while, I'm just gonna let some video play out and you guys can just watch along and see exactly what this current build plays out like over the course of a short period of time. Sometimes it'll be better, sometimes it'll be worse, but you'll get an idea. let's get into it.
Smart buy. I think you're going to be happy with that. I think you're going to be happy with that.
Ah. Should only have.
Good purchase.
Hi. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. The terminal over there has a few more items than what's on display. I think you're going to be happy with that.
As a proud offer of UEE, Empire Health Services is here to provide equal and fair medical treatment to all. For your convenience, there are sanitizing stations located throughout the facility. With your help, we can stop the spread of germs.
Ah.
Tram now leaving the station. Stand clear of the doors. Tram now leaving the station. Stand clear of the doors. Now arriving.
From transforming worlds to exploring the stars, our Corp is proud to bring the universe closer together. Our Corp, investing in tomorrow's future.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle has been. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
You are clear to launch.
That should go on last. So the stems. Okay.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System. Please visit us again.
Okay, there we go.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
And there you have it, folks. One of the most frustrating things about these early builds going on is the constant bugs. You saw things didn't work as intended, or they took a lot longer. The giant icons in the inventory are because of a current bug involving screen size and 1440p resolutions. You saw all that work done for the cargo mission that failed at the end because the server error, when it crashed, even with the recovery, counts it as an abandoned mission. In any case, I hope that gives you a more up-close and personal look at what an Evocati Wave 1 patch for Star Citizen is like. If you enjoyed this video, thought I did a good job, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new if you enjoyed it, and haven't yet. It helps the channel grow, and I really do appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you in the verse. Bye-bye.